Hi, thanks for watching. Please click like and subscribe, and stay tuned after the video to see how you can keep this channel going. On to the show. Hello, humans. Welcome to Ask Addi. I'm Madison Smith, or just Addi, thus the name of the show. So today, I'm going to tackle two questions. Why? Because they're both about dating, so they should come in pairs. And I'm probably not the best person to ask about dating, so I'm going to try to get them out of the way. It's been a while since my last date, but these are questions that I can answer, so if I put them in one episode, I don't have to deal with them until someone asks another dating question. Okay, question 1. Is it transphobic to not want to date a trans person? Asks Jay. Well, Jay, there's two ways of looking at that question. If you mean a particular trans person, maybe not. If you mean any trans person at all, hell yes, that's transphobic. Let me explain. Going out with someone just to prove that you're not transphobic is patronizing. Maybe even a little hypocritical. However, not wanting to go out with a particular trans person doesn't mean that you're transphobic. You might just not click with that person. So if you go out with them to show how woke you are, you're kind of using them. If you're into them, then hell yeah, go out with them. But if you're going out with them even though you're not into them, you're not doing them any favors. You're leading them on. Now, if you're saying that you wouldn't date any trans person ever, then yeah, that is transphobic. You're talking about looking down at an entire group of people without getting to know a single one of them. It's almost the same, not the same, but almost the same, same line of thought as saying you wouldn't date black people or Hispanic people or white people or Asian people. Think of it like this. You meet somebody. They're cute, they're funny, they're smart. You're looking at them and thinking, yeah. Then you find out they're trans and all those thoughts go away. That's not about them, that's about you. They are still the cute, funny, smart person you were into. It's your transphobia that has changed things. You have a problem with trans people. That's why you're not into them. So yeah, transphobic. So, not wanting to date one person because you're just not into that one person, not transphobic. Saying you won't date any trans person, that is definitely transphobia. Okay, I'm doing 2, so I've got to move on. Leave your comments below. The question comes from AF. Really? AF? Okay, AF's question. What's the difference between being interested in, attracted to, wanting to get to know trans people, and fetishizing them? This is actually easier to answer than I thought it would be. If you're looking at trans people as people who have interesting or attractive qualities or a great story to tell, or are you looking at them as a sex toy? Let me give you a personal example. As I've mentioned before, I'm into women. I might be a trans woman, but I'm a gay trans woman. Well, trans woman and non-binary person, but whatever. I prefer women, but I'm really into athletes. Soccer players, basketball players, runners, soccer players, skiers, derby girls, soccer players, athletes in general, soccer players. But why am I into them? Yes, they often have amazing bodies. I'm not going to lie, that is a plus. However, it's not the only or even most important part of my attraction. They can do things I can never do. They are dedicated, they are skilled, they're often quite intelligent despite the stereotypes. They have to be to figure out how to play at a high level, and they take that dedication and skill and intelligence into the real world and create amazing things. I keep referencing Megan Rapinoe, soccer players. Not just because she's very attractive, they're very attractive, but all of the amazing things she does off the pitch. Look her up yourself, read her book. I could go on forever, but I won't. I'm not going to sit here and fangirl over Megan Rapinoe. Now, do I chase after athletes? No. I've only dated one in my life, and we're not going to talk about that. I don't fixate on athletes, I just find them remarkably interesting and sometimes inspirational. If I were fetishizing them, I would be turning them into an object. That's what fetishizing means, looking at people as objects. I wouldn't be talking about their intelligence and dedication. I'd be talking about how good they look, what I could do to them, what they could do to me. And I would be trying to acquire one. Objects aren't something you admire, they're something you possess. So, there's your difference. If you're into trans people because you find them attractive on more than one level, if you just like hanging out with them, you're experiencing a normal interest. If you're into trans people because you're interested in certain sex acts, you're just fetishizing them. And I'll tell you something. We know the difference when we talk to you. Okay, we're going to leave it there. Sure, there's going to be lots of comments for this one. If you have a question you'd like to ask, send it to questions@addisonsagenda.com. That's questions@addisonsagenda.com. And now here's the part where I tell you about other things in my life and ask you for help keeping them going. Thanks for watching my channel. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and check out my other titles. Have a question for any show? Send it to questions@addisonsagenda.com. On my website, addisonsagenda.com, you can learn about booking me to speak at your event and much more. All money made from speaking, videos, or through a GoFundMe goes to help with the medical bills my kid and I have due to hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome. The link to the GoFundMe is below, as is a link to the Ehlers-Danlos Society, where you can learn more about EDS. Thanks again for watching. Peace and long life.